If you've got $250,000 burning a hole in your pocket and you want a Porsche nobody else has, the 911 Dakar is the most polarizing 992 ever built. Here's whether it's actually worth it. Welcome back to Buy or Buy, the channel that breaks down every known problem with used cars so you don't waste your money. Today we're putting the 2023 to 2024 Porsche 911 Dakar firmly under the microscope in this explainer. We're going to completely strip away the marketing fluff today to give our high net worth buyers a definitive, data-driven roadmap. We'll hit exactly who this car is for, where it mechanically shines, where it fundamentally disappoints, the hard numbers, and finally, our verdict.
Section 1. Who this car is actually for. Let's be real, we are talking to a buyer with $250,000 ready to deploy, someone who absolutely demands a 911 that nobody else at the local country club has. If you're playing in this particular sandbox, you are definitely cross-shopping some serious hardware. You've got the 911 ST, that's your analog purist halo, giving you a manual gearbox and that screaming GT3 engine. Then there's the 911 Sport Classic, capped at 1,250 units, delivering that retro ducktail appeal. And let's not forget the standard 911 Carrera GTS. It shares the exact same 9A2 Evo engine as the Dakar, but it sits about $80,000 cheaper since it doesn't have the lift. Oh, and if you actually want a Porsche to go thrash off-road with your friends, you're probably looking at the Cayenne Turbo GT. Ultimately, the Dakar buyer aggressively values rarity and rally heritage way over rear-drive purity or analog feel.
Bottom line, you value extreme rarity and rally heritage over a pure tarmac driving experience.
Section 2, where it shines.
We've got 3 specific massive engineering wins here that make this a genuinely capable off-roader on gravel and dirt, not just some parking lot theater. First up, this is the very first series production 911 ever fitted with all-terrain tires straight from the factory. Porsche essentially took a 50mm raised PASM sports suspension and stacked a 30mm hydraulic lift system on top of it. That gives you 191mm, or 7.5 inches, of maximum ground clearance. And here's the kicker. That lift system actually stays active up to 170 kilometers per hour, which is 106 miles per hour, before it automatically lowers.
Second is the powertrain. Porsche dropped in the exact same 3.0-liter 9A2 Evo flat-6 twin-turbo from the Carrera GTS. We're talking 480 PS, 473 horsepower, and 420 pound-feet of torque. They paired that power with standard all-wheel drive, GT3-grade engine mounts, rear axle steering, and the PDCC active anti-roll system.
Third is the sheer scarcity and heritage. Production is strictly capped at just 2,500 units worldwide. Plus, you have the optional Rallye design package, which honestly is the strongest factory tribute Porsche has produced in 40 years. It pays homage directly to the 1984 Paris-Dakar 953 with that two-tone white and gentian blue metallic paint. And since they legally can't use the explicitly banned Rothmans tobacco branding anymore, they swapped it for the Roughroads door script.
Bottom line, it is a genuinely capable off-road 911 with a legendary 473 horsepower engine and unmatched rally heritage.
Section 3, where it disappoints.
Let's ruthlessly examine the specific real-world compromises you face when daily driving a lifted sports car. First, the rubber. The Pirelli Scorpion All-Terrain Plus tires entirely define this car's experience. They strictly limit your top speed to 149 miles per hour. That's not because the engine is out of breath, it's because the tires literally cannot handle higher speeds. They also create a ton of tarmac noise and meaningful road compromise. Now sure, you could put the optional Pirelli P0 street tires on it, but doing that fundamentally changes the car's character and entirely eliminates the exact off-road premise that justifies paying this much money in the first place.
Second, you are totally locked in mechanically. It is PDK dual clutch only. Unlike the 911S at this exact same price tier, there is absolutely no manual option. It's also standard all-wheel drive only, which removes the rear drive purist option entirely. And third, let's talk financial reality. The used market hasn't softened one bit. Pricing is held near or above MSRP. That means you can't get in cheap, and massive depreciation is just looming the second Porsche announces their next limited-run toy.
You also have to deal with some highly specific ownership realities. If you drive those Pirelli Scorpions exclusively on smooth tarmac, they are heavily prone to feathering. But if you do take it off-road, expect alignment drift under extreme loads. You also absolutely have to inspect and clean the stone-guarded cooling system intakes after playing in the dirt to prevent blockages. And of course, there's the well-documented Porsche Communication Management 6.0 infotainment lag to put up with.
Bottom line, the A-tire compromise defines the car's daily driver character.
Section 4. The numbers that matter.
For the buyers who trade strictly in spreadsheets, here is the rapid-fire data dump. At launch, MSRP was $222,000 plus destination. On the secondary market, prices are holding firm at or above sticker through 2026. Despite sitting on chunky off-road rubber, the 473 horsepower forces this chassis from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a blistering 3.2 seconds. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour happens in 3.4 seconds. But remember, you hit an electronically limited top speed wall at 149 miles per hour.
When it comes to geometry, with that 50mm raised PASM and 30mm lift system maxed out, you get 191mm of maximum ground clearance, resulting in a 19-degree breakover angle. And that's rolling on staggeringly wide Pirelli Scorpion All-Terrain Plus tires sizing at 245/45 R19 in the front and 295/40 R20 in the rear. And the critical number for your portfolio, exactly 2,500 units produced worldwide across the 2023 to 2024 run.
Bottom line, you are paying a massive premium for stance, scarcity, and specialized hardware. Verdict. Let's evaluate if this polarizing 992 is actually worth a $250,000 plus deployment.
Here is your final purchasing logic. Say buy if you will genuinely take a $250,000 car out on gravel and dirt, and you demand a 911 nobody else has. Say maybe if you're just collecting limited 992s. But honestly, if you're doing that, cross-shop the manual 911S with that GT3 engine. It might be the better halo for you. And ruthlessly say buy if you just wanted a 911 Carrera GTS with a different paint job. There are far cheaper manual options that drive significantly better on tarmac.
The Dakar is a highly specific production halo with a unique mission and real tribute heritage. But that AT tire compromise entirely defines the daily driver character. Our verdict is a firm maybe.
I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on before you write the check. Is the novelty of a lifted 911 worth sacrificing the precise, analog tarmac handling that Porsche is famous for? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and we will see you next time.